Hey gang, Aaron Fisher here and welcome to another episode of the Card Magic Minute. This is my chance to share with you some of the profound lessons about card magic that my students are learning when we study together during the course of my online personal training program. The other day I saw a student do an interesting thing when he was showing me the turnover, sorry, not the double lift, that he had been working on, like this. And what he did was he turned it over pretty well and then he sort of immediately turned it back over to go into the end of the sequence. Now, what I instructed him to do at that point is break those two moments up. It's really important that we do this. When we do that first turnover, say, for example, I say, hold out your hand. That's the cover for that, right? No, make that hand. Now, notice, we've got to stop there. A full stop. I said, no, make that maybe a little bit higher. Open your hand a little bit. Flat, flat. And we cover both of those moments separately. And a lot of us do this. And this has a lot to do with why we often get caught doing the double lift. Sometimes, or turnover I should say. Sometimes the audience won't say anything, but they'll look at us funny. And if we're doing our magic the way most of us do, which is using too many double lifts, 3, 4, 5 in the course of one close-up set, just that little weirdness that they're watching the first time gets weirder and weirder until either on the second, third, or fourth time, they literally call you out. And of course, no matter what of those scenarios actually happens, as soon as they start to wrinkle their nose and look at you, you've completely lost all hope of creating an actual magical experience. So what I told my student the other day, and what I want to share with you now, is think about this moment as though it's a stop sign. What he did was what we call a rolling stop. That's what we do in driver's school when we don't really understand yet that stop signs are there for our safety. We have to go up, make a full stop, look left, right, left again, and then, once we're safe, cruise on. Well, these different, distinct, discrete parts of the double lift are the exact same way. You have to break them up. You have to pause in between each and every one of them and create the cover that you need to navigate the complex sequence that is the double turnover. I liken this to watching a prisoner in an old movie try and escape through the jailhouse yard. The floodlights are sweeping, and then they sweep back, and then they sweep back. And you always see in the movies, you always see, the escape convict there run here behind this pole, and then the light sweeps back, and then once in darkness, they sneak across the other side, and they zigzag their way out. When you see them get caught is when they bolt and try and do more than one of those little steps at one time and try and run straight through the yard. And of course, the light, which in this metaphor is the spectator's focus, hits them in the second they try and do two of those moves at once. Well, sleight of hand is the same thing. That's why we always break up the break from each and every phase. There's the break, there's the first turnover, there's the second turnover, then there's the unload. That's why we do each one of them, and that's why we stop, wait, or create the cover that we need each and every time before moving forward. So take a look at your own double turnover. Be really honest with yourself. Is it really working? Is it really leaving people not only unaware of what you're doing, but unaware of the fact that you might be considering doing anything? And then take a look at the different parts of your double turnover and make sure that you're breaking them up and counting in your mind each and every one of them as a separate, distinct sleight that each requires its own cover. Now, if you want more information on the double turnover and the double lift and this whole primer that we've discussed, you can sign up for my mailing list at aaronfishermagic.com and put your name there, first name, last name, and email address, and you'll get an instant download, 20-minute download that'll give you a lot of background on this and tell you a lot of what we're talking about if this is your first time ever hearing any of this stuff before. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me. I'm Aaron at aaronfishermagic.com. And while you're there, go to aaronfishermagic.com/coaching.html, or once you're at Aaron Fisher Magic, just click the personal coaching tab at the top of the page and fill out your free student profile. That will tell me a lot about you and your magic, and I will get back to you, normally within 24 hours, at least if I'm in the country, and give you some ideas on where you might progress and what I would suggest we do if we were going to begin training you online and we were going to begin working together. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we will see you really soon.